Welcome to the world's fastest growing podcast that interviews random Todds and asks them unpredictable questions in a series of wacky segments.
Here at the Toddcast, we believe every Todd has a story, and we want to hear it. Today on the podcast, we have sleep coach Todd Anderson. You can find him on Instagram at Todd Anderson 42_. Is sleep coach the correct term?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, can you explain that a little more, or we'll go ahead and let you roll into it?
Yeah, so I do sleep coaching. I also, I'm in the health and fitness industry, but I do sleep coaching. So sleep coaching is essentially just like helping people make behavior changes and really honing in on their sleep, just like anything else. I think people are realizing like sleep is just as much as important as working out and eating and all this different stuff. So it's like, how can we optimize like our environment and our health and longevity through sleep?
Cool.
Very fun.
Some days it's fun. It's sleepy.
So I guess that kind of jumps us right into the first segment.
Once upon a Todd.
So how did you get into sleep coaching then?
So I work for a company called Equinox, which is like a high-end luxury fitness brand. And we work with UCLA, a lot of great doctors that do, sleep psychology, then a lot of my own exploration. So I was an athlete my whole life. And then I became very fascinated with the human body and the brain and stuff like that. And then, the more and more we peel back the layers, it seems that sleep is like the untapped resource of a lot of athletes. So that kind of pointed me that direction, and it's really taken off the last couple of years. Like people are starting to buy in. So it's kind of how
you hear that
evolved.
a lot recently. About sleep is probably one of the most important
It's
factors.
crazy. Yeah. And people don't even realize, like, even like for like body fat loss and things that you don't associate with sleep, it's just like, if you're not getting it done, if you're not sleeping the correct amount, like you can pretty much throw everything out the window.
Yeah.
Which probably is, people probably don't want to hear that, but it's true.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah,
and so do you do like sleep tests where people come in, hook them up with?
So we don't. Gadgets? So we would outsource that, right? So that would be that'd be like a sleep study, but we more like would talk to people weekly. It'd be more of like think about like sleep therapy. Like what are your issues going to sleep? What are some of the boundaries? Do you sleep with another person? Do you have pets? Do you have blackout shades? Like all these different things that go into like affecting sleep, or someone has issues with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How much sleep is too much sleep?
How much is? I mean, you'd much rather err on the high side. Like, there's not any studies showing. I mean, there are some studies showing some negativity for like extreme amounts of sleep, but 9 hours, like you're better betting on the over than the under for sure.
Yeah, I'm a 9-hour guy for sure.
I'm like, if I'm not getting 8, I'm cranky. Yeah, it's not good. I think I'm too aware, like hyper aware. So you're like, okay, even though you could feel fine, like you've learned all this stuff. So you're like, I can't feel fine because everything I've learned says I don't feel fine.
Yes.
Prophecy.
Yeah.
Dang.
So have you always been pretty sleep conscious, or is this something that you kind of moved towards recently?
So when I was with the St. Louis Rams for a minute, and I saw those Tennessee Titan helmets. Jeff Fisher was my coach, so that makes sense.
I may have researched a little bit. So
so we had a sleep doctor come in, and they had like a crazy, like it was like a tour bus with. So our schedule was the most traveling in the entire NFL because we were supposed to play in London, LA. The division when they were in St. Louis was like Arizona and all these wild West Coast teams. Is weird. So we brought in this doc and everyone did these sleep studies. I thought it was really interesting. And then they ran a study on Monday Night Football that was like when an East Coast team played a West Coast team at 8 p.m. on Monday Night Football. So like on the East Coast. So it was a 5 p.m. pretty much for the West Coast with the time change. Yeah. The West Coast team won 75% of the games.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty. I mean, in a betting perspective, that's a crazy stat. So if anybody's trying to bet on Monday Night Football, there's your tip right there.
I'll keep that note for fantasy football season.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's kind of like what sprung my interest, and then I played in Michigan State, so I got to go back a couple weeks ago. I actually talked to the team about sleep and did a little seminar with them, which is really cool. Kind of go full circle from being a player and kind of come back.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I saw you were there whenever Le'Veon Bell was there.
Yeah. So I was Le'Veon's fullback. So man, I feel like with all the money he's making and me getting concussions for him, I feel like he owes me at least like $1 million. Right?
You have to hit him up and be like, hey, remember this?
Yeah, at least $1 million, because I feel like you got to get to the NFL. If you don't have a good college career, you don't get the NFL. So I feel like
exactly. Yeah, he'll come around. We'll shoot him a tweet. He'll be good
one day. At least give me a rap song about it. He's got his rap.
Yeah. Just ad lib your name in there a couple times. You're good.
Anything. I'd appreciate anything. Shout out to Le'Veon if he's listening.
Oh, he definitely is. He's a member of the Todd Squad for sure.
Big time.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we also you mentioned you were on the Rams practice squad a few years ago, and there's another Todd related to the Rams. That we're wondering, is he Todd Gurley? Is he on that speed dial for you or what?
No, he was a little after me. So actually they have very similar builds. Steven Jackson was there when I was there.
Oh yeah,
so he was absolutely yoked. Like I walked in the first day and I was like, I mean, I was a fullback, so I was a big guy, and this guy was. I mean, he was taller than me, and I'm probably like just shy of 6'3", and he was just like chiseled out of granite. It was crazy.
Yeah, he was a crazy big dude.
He was also one of the nicest, most humble guys ever. But a lot of those guys are such like freak shows, and they just look like that. They're built like that. But he was like one of the few guys that, I mean, he brought fresh fish with him every day, supplement packets. And this was 2012 probably, so like that wasn't as trendy back then. I mean, he was dialed into like every aspect of his life.
That's pretty interesting stuff. You college in Michigan State. What did you go to? What did you major in?
I was a health studies major. So I was originally a math major.
That makes sense.
Yeah, math major originally, which is like football and math. Like that's just like way too much work to try to play football at the time. So I went into health studies, and because I would have go like kinesiology or like exercise science, but the credits, so health studies was it.
So were you focused on, okay, like I'm going to college, I'm playing football, I'm not focusing on a profession, I'm trying to get to the next level and stay there?
It was wild. So I walked on, right, originally. And so the fact that like my senior year, NFL was even looking at me, I was like, my mind was blown. So and not even enough, like that wasn't even in my sights. So no, I mean, I feel like in college, it's just like day by day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
when you're playing, a lot of people do.
Yeah, like when you're playing football, it's like, it's get to the next practice or get to the next week off, or like you're always like just a couple days like just getting by. So I didn't think a whole bunch about my career, but I was so into training and the strength conditioning side. Like I enjoyed that more than the actual like X's and O's.
Yeah.
So I did know like strength conditioning was eventually like a route I might want to go, health and fitness. And that's kind of where it stemmed from. So I had an idea, but I wasn't for sure.
It seems like you transitioned into it pretty well. I mean, doing pretty well for yourself. That's good.
Yeah. It's been good. I'm fascinated with the human body. I think it's wild. Like, we know about universes light years away, but we can't even figure out what's right in front of us. So it always blows my mind, the new research coming out.
It's so intricate, and there's just so many different things that people react to one thing one way, and it's very fascinating.
Yeah, very cool.
All right, that brings us to the next segment.
Quarantine. More like borantine.
Hopefully this is a short-lived segment. Hopefully you don't have too many more months left of this.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, but I mean, with the segment, we kind of want to know how's quarantine been? Have you experienced anything super crazy? Has it affected your life massively? Mm-hmm. What have you been doing to, I guess, pass the time?
Yeah, so I mean, I spent an eventful quarantine. So I launched a company with my wife. So my wife is an Olympic swimmer. She swam in 2 Olympics. Oh, wow. So we launched a new company that we write like dry land strength conditioning programs for swim teams and swimmers.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that was eventful. We also we went back to my parents' place in Michigan twice. We went to Baltimore once with her family. And then, we've been so I live in New Jersey, like right across in New York City. You can see New York City right there.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
the beginning was wild. I mean, New York was brutal, so even going outside was it was scary because, now we have so much more data, but it was you thought you were going to die if you got it. And then everyone in New York had it. So it was it was not a fun place to be. So I was we got to get out of here because it was stressful. So we borrowed a friend's house in Michigan. We quarantined for 2 weeks. When we drove there, we had a rental car. We couldn't even some gas stations weren't even open, So we had to just go 10-hour drive, hope for the best, and quarantine 2 weeks, parents, and So now back in Jersey, and it's actually getting back to normal, which is cool. But I mean, the sad thing is all the best parts of living in New York City kind of don't exist right now.
Yeah,
so.
It gets kind of stripped away, especially with what's going on. So
yeah. So
have you found any new hobbies or anything, or you just kind of been doing the same stuff?
Yeah, so I got a rower, which is good. So I've just been killing myself on the rower to try to keep my sanity. And then I also bought a drone, which has been sweet because
nice.
I mean, there's so many cool spots in New York to drone. I'm pretty sure I've broken a lot of laws though. But,
I was gonna say, are you allowed to fly them over New York City?
So there's some gray areas. If it's under 250 grams, you don't have to register with the FAA.
Okay.
So mine's 249 grams.
Ooh.
Yeah, which sneaks in there.
Yeah, you're good.
Then you can't take off or land a drone anywhere in New York City. But I technically live in Jersey. I'm on a pier, so I can take off. And so there's a gray area.
Man,
it's definitely gray. It's a heavy gray area.
Technicalities for days going on there.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure if the police ever, let's say they showed up, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. It's so complicated. I don't think they would know the rules enough to do anything. Yeah, so that's what I'm banking on.
That's solid.
Wow.
Yeah, my Instagram for that is Post Madrone.
Oh, this guy. He's got puns too.
Yeah. I got to come with a pun if it's the Toddcast. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, of course.
Got to bring the heat.
Puns for days. All right. So rolling into the next one.
What if Todd was one of us?
Okay, so in this segment, what we like to do is give you a scenario that one of our listeners has been through, and we just want to see how would Todd have reacted in this situation.
Yeah, all right.
So I will read it to you here.
Okay.
Right, I was in a store the other day looking for shirts, and I tried a shirt on right next to the rack. Doing this caused a lady to give me a nasty, puzzled look. Was I in the wrong? Should I have got a dressing room? What would you have done, Todd?
Well, right now you have to do the same thing. Dressing rooms are all illegal. So technically I would do the same thing. I'm definitely not a try-on guy. I wouldn't try it on in the first place because I usually just take it home and then risk it.
Yeah.
But if she gave me a dirty look, I'd probably just stare back at her. I'm a big just stare back. I don't engage and just kind of lock eyes and yeah. So you can't lose. It's a win-win, right? You're not going to say anything dumb that you're going to regret.
You just stand there, just keep staring.
Yeah, that would be it.
So with the shirts that you buy and bring home, if they don't fit, do you bring them back or they just kind of rot in the back of the closet?
I'm the worst returner ever.
I'm right there with you. You
know what's crazy though? I actually did it today. They have this sweet company, and this is not a planned plug or anything. I don't have any association. It's called Happy Returns. So I bought a shirt online, didn't fit, right? Which is the worst because online it's what are you gonna do? You got to FedEx label all this stuff.
Nope.
And so they have all these stores around the city. You just show up at the store, and you have a scan code they email you to. You scan it in, they throw it in the bag and take it. Instant refund as soon as the store takes your stuff.
Oh man,
Yeah, and then the other thing is this: it's a win-win for the store because you get like $10 off in the store that you return it in. So like you end up spending money. It was pretty sweet, and it was like the easiest thing ever.
Oh, I'm gonna keep that in mind because that's a business model I can see being very successful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Amazon's done a good job with that too. Like, we've gotten, this is not a plug either, but they allow you to return things.
They don't need a plug. They got all.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazon has their plugs.
Yeah, they don't want us, but yeah. So they allow you to return at Kohl's, and now we've turned into like a Kohl's family because it's like they give you like 25% off there. And we're like, oh sweet.
And Kohl's is like, they have a little bit of everything. Like you're not gonna not find something at Kohl's,
right?
Like, well, we got this 25% off coupon, and then they give you the Kohl's cash, and then now you're hooked.
Boom. Now you're basically working there.
All right, so Todd would have just stared right back. That's a good reaction.
Yeah, just establish dominance.
Exactly.
All right.
It's time to prod Todd.
Yeah, so here we go. It's about to be just a series of random questions off the wall, out of left field. Right. Answer them best you can. All right. Whiskey of choice.
Whiskey of choice. We'll say Bullet.
Yeah, Bullet's really good.
Bourbon in general.
Yeah.
The rye or just the regular Bullet?
Either one, but rye usually.
Cool. You seem like a rye guy.
Yeah. Rye guy.
All right. Why is Nickelback your favorite band?
I mean, you have to get, people hate on Nickelback, but you got to give them credit. Like they've made a ton of money and a lot of hits. So, they're not my favorite band, but definitely like disrespected to the max for how much people clearly like it because the plays are off the chart.
Oh yeah. Like I used to love How You Remind Me. That was my jam.
Straight fire.
Even though you hate it, you know it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What is it? Pumpkin spice. Do you think it's nice?
I do. I'm guilty pleasure. I'll try to go to the stevia sweeten, but I'll do a PSL every once in a while.
Oh yeah. Oh, even he's acronyming it.
Yeah. No shame.
What is your favorite element from the periodic table?
I mean, I think you have to go with carbon. Versatile, makes up life, filters water. There's a lot of positives.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Without it.
Yeah.
Favorite bird, fictional and non-fictional, or non-fictional. Pick whichever one.
Favorite bird. I'm gonna go with flamingo.
Ooh.
I like pink. Pink's a cool color, and I think flamingos look cool. And I actually grew up on Flamingo Drive, so it's close to my heart.
It's rooted into you. It's who you are as a person.
It is to the core.
Nice. Why is beef jerky so expensive?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, I feel like any good, it has to be a lean cut of meat, right? Because you can't have like a fatty beef jerky. So I'd guess because it's probably like one of the better cuts of meat. Yeah. No idea. It also smells terrible on an airplane. They always sell it on airplanes, but that's if you don't know it's beef jerky, it's not a good smell. Like, you're confused. You're like, I don't know what this is.
What is that?
You're looking around.
Yep. But it's always in those little packs, like American Airlines. They had the little, like variety packs. Like, don't put that in there.
Nobody wants.
This one comes in from a member of the Todd Squad at Jordan Boyle. Okay. Are you afraid of the moon?
Am I afraid of the moon? No, I don't think so. I guess I've never had any direct problems with it.
That's good. Does it have any qualities that make you uneasy?
The waves, for sure. They cause some serious waves, and we haven't been there in a while, so who knows, man? There could be some scary stuff up there. Elon Musk is going to change that, I feel.
Oh yeah,
certainly.
We'll probably go back just for fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna toss one more in here. Most punchable celebrity.
Ooh.
Oh man, that's tough. Most punchable celebrity. Oh, what's the guy's name?
Keeping it vague. That's a smart move.
I mean, Seth Green's pretty punchable.
Yeah. I kind of hate that guy.
Just an entourage. It just makes you want to punch him.
Yeah.
I would go with that.
I forgot about his face. I hate it.
Kevin Spacey is a pretty safe answer.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would probably line up to punch Spacey right now.
Let's go with that.
That's
universally unacceptable.
Yeah. I feel like you wouldn't even just be a free punch. No one would even care.
If you had one day to spend $1 million, so say, Todd Gurley gave you that $1 million, or Le'Veon Bell, how would you spend it?
Do I have to spend it in a day?
Yes.
Yes, one day.
Oh man. I would probably get a private plane and take a bunch of buddies to Vegas, like a pool party. Yeah. And then there's potential to double up, right? If we go to the casino.
Oh, hey, that's smart. A lot of people would just blow it
So I would definitely spend it on friends though. Get a huge group of friends and go crazy.
It's a pretty selfless way to do it.
That's a solid answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would buy something. I think it would do something for sure.
Yeah, get the experience.
Absolutely.
All right, that wraps up Prod Todd. So on to the next one.
That's odd, Todd.
All right, so in That's Odd, Todd, we will have Todd give us 2 truths and 1 lie in no specific order. And then Brad and myself will need to decipher which one is the lie. So, Todd, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we're ready as well.
All right. I have 2 older brothers. I have a French bulldog named Allie. And I have webbed toes.
Webbed toes.
Webbed toes.
So, 2 older brothers.
Yep.
All right. A French bulldog named
Allie.
Allie. Okay. How's that spelled?
Ally. Okay.
Oh, throwing it off with the Y. I thought it was I.
Edgy.
And then webbed toes.
I don't know, man.
It's
I'm trying to I spent some time earlier looking through the IG to see what we can at least bring up or know about you. I don't remember anything. I've completely forgotten. So I don't remember seeing a dog. I don't think you had pictures of wet toes up.
You could.
I can't give a hint. It's like poker face.
I know, yeah.
Right. We just talk about Vegas, so.
Ooh. It's quite the swimmer.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm gonna lock in the 2 brothers thing. I can believe the dog unless it's like a technicality where his name's like Allie with an I-Z or something. I don't know, or the name's not Allie. And I can believe the webbed toes. It's way off the wall to the point where it's believable.
Right.
I feel like that was the bait. So I'm gonna lock in the 2 older brothers as well. So that's our final.
You're
answer.
right. Two older brothers. I'm only child.
Oh man, living
Allie's here.
Living that web toe life.
Yeah, Allie's right.
Oh, it's Allie.
Hey, what's up, Allie?
Hey.
Say hi.
For the listeners, there's a French bulldog on the video product.
Nice. Well, thanks for playing 2 truths, 1 lie with us. That was certainly fun. And now we're gonna roll into one of the last segments.
In Todd, we trust.
All right, so in this one, we just want a piece of advice that you would like to give the listeners, members of the Todd Squad. It could be basically anything. The floor is yours.
My biggest piece of advice is to just kind of go after experiences. I think that, and don't say no to things. I think that over the last 10 years, when I look back, because we said yes to a lot of things, we've got to experience so much cool stuff, and things kind of fall into place, and you meet certain people, which it's easy to say no and feel safe and not do things. And I constantly you want to just kind of not do a lot, but I think when you push yourself to kind of just try new stuff and meet new people, and when you want to just stay home one night, but people want you to be social, negative stuff rarely comes from that. So I think that's something I've learned over the last 10 years.
Wow.
It's hard though. You're tired and but rarely does it turn out to be a bad night.
Right. Memories are made from that. No one remembers sitting on the couch all night watching The Office. They remember the night that didn't mean to go out and ended up having a really good time. Like
exactly. And then it's like you're, I don't know, it's tough though. It's like 8:45 and you're like, I just don't want to do anything. But you only got so much time, man. So
exactly.
Yes, it's kind of like the Jim Carrey movie, was it Yes Man?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
It's true. I mean, the more people you meet, the more things you do, the chances are of cool things happening. So
yeah, the older I get, the more inspirational I find that movie.
Right.
Every year that goes on, you want to do less and less and less, right? So you got to push yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a nice little nugget there, Todd. So with that,
it's time to give a nod to Todd.
All right, so thanks Todd for coming on the podcast to talk to two random guys not named Todd at all, just, who randomly slid into your DMs and just asked you to join this. So
appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. So all the listeners out there, go follow Todd at Todd Anderson 42 _. Any other websites they can find you at?
Hey, if you're a swimmer, Synergy Dryland is our strength conditioning site. So
awesome. Check it out. And also check out the drone channel as well.
Yeah, for sure. Post my drone.
So if you guys know any Todds, have them reach out to us on Instagram and email. Follow us on Instagram at the Toddcast Pod and subscribe wherever you find podcasts. I'm Michael.
I'm Brad.
And he's Todd.